Socky head coach Paul Petty following a 42-8 loss to Moreau Forsyth. And coach, you take a look at a Moreau Forsyth program, and all of a sudden you start looking in the last 15 years, they've been in the state championship game 8 times in the last 15 years, and you knew coming in tonight you'd have your hands full.
Yeah, and I think we saw some things I thought they were vulnerable on in film. You saw us exploit that pretty early, and then we had some success. Obviously, as one of the game plans was, we knew they were faster than us. We knew they would have the top 15 people on the football field tonight would all be on their team as far as speed goes. And so we didn't want to kick to them. We didn't want to put them in the open field, or at least keep them from the open field as much as we can. They open up with a long touchdown return at the opening of the game. We come right back, and we knew we could exploit their free safeties, went over the top, didn't connect with our receiver. Was hoping to get right on the board immediately and see how they responded to that. Put the ball right back in their hands. Again, they're throwing that ball outside and basically matching their speed with our speed. You saw us adjust a little bit. In some cases, we just couldn't compete with the speed. But I thought we did a really nice job of fighting again through that fourth quarter. I thought one of the things that I think if you look back in the first 3 quarters, we gave them the ball real quick back in their hands. In the first, they put some points on the board. As soon as we started putting some first down drives together and keeping the ball out of their hands, when they get the ball back, obviously our goal in the second half, we're making them punt. Well, we came out and held them. So those are all goals that obviously we had planned to do, and I think did we plan to do it a lot faster in the first quarter? You bet. But I thought we stayed in the game. Obviously, you see some of our runners running tonight. I thought Gage Grattan ran just so hard. We had a couple of jet sweeps that I thought we cut the ball up the field, which we have not done in the past real well at full speed. You're going east and west, and all of a sudden on one step you're going north and south, and that's the kind of football we want to play. It's very hard to control, it's very hard to tackle, and you get into that second level. I thought we did a really good job of that. It was nice to have some of the players back. Brian Piper played for the first time. Ben Leppert played for the first time for us. Again, real physical kids, but as we talked to our team about it at halftime, Ben Leppert's a senior playing free safety. He's 15 yards off the ball, and their offensive tackle is running 35 yards away from the snap of the ball, and he's out there making a great football block against a really good athlete. That's the level we want. That's our goal. That's where we want to be. Getting there is a little more difficult, but I think most certainly at least I've seen some serious commitment by this entire group. We're coming back in Saturday, like I say, every Friday night. We're going to do some ice baths. We're going to get some whirlpools done. We're going to stretch out. We're going to do a little running, a little weightlifting, and we'll get in the film room. And we got North Mac. You're going to see two solid football teams that hit hard. I think we're going to walk on a football field that they're going to be a little faster than we are. They're going to be a little more senior, going to be a little older than we are. But I think what I'm seeing, the growth that I'm seeing, at least from this group, as it progresses through fourth quarters over and over, we're going to get our breaks, and we're going to earn our breaks. And when is that going to be? We're hoping it's the next Friday, and we're going to look at that every week.
28-0 after the first quarter, and I look down and I see an assistant coach in Tony Goodwin who's excited on the sideline. He's trying to get your kids up, and you could tell he's celebrating the little things. And you've got a lot of coaches that are like that they're here for the right reasons, and they're here to encourage the kids.
Yeah, and then last thing we want to do, and we've talked about it before, we're not making those kids any promises we don't truly believe, and I believe they believe with us. Do I think that we're going to come out and beat that team? Yes. Do I think we're going to have the best game of our life? Yes. And they're going to have a down game? Absolutely. We cannot match that speed. But what we can do is we can come out here and play the football game, because, as I've said in the past, we're not getting football game looks Tuesday through Thursday like we should, because we can't match that speed. We're not going to get it because we don't have numbers that other programs have. And so the only time we're seeing a lot of game reps is on Game Friday. And unfortunately, we'd like to be a little more prepared than that for these kids. Bobby Stout, I think he's getting better every game. If I could give Bobby Stout tonight's look next week on Tuesday and Wednesday, he'd be more prepared. And every week he'd be more and more prepared. But Bobby's seeing certain speeds and certain plays and certain pressures that he's only going to see here on Friday night. And it makes it really difficult to mature as fast as we want him to mature. But again, Bobby stood in the pocket a couple times. He ran the ball well. He's absolutely one of the better athletes out here on the football field. And I think we'll see that in his future athletic endeavors, whether it be on the basketball court or here out on the football field. But some of the big things we saw tonight, again, we're competing, we're hitting. I mean, we've got 2 guys laying on the ground in the second to the last play of the football game because they're seriously going hard and hitting. And that's what we're asking for, because we believe that type of football will eventually pay us dividends with creating mistakes early on other teams, and we'll capitalize.
Saucky's following this one to Moreau Forsyth 42-8. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir.